Hi, this is Joy Marino from Joy Marino Coaching, and what I wanted to share with you is a blog post actually I wrote today. I know some people prefer to read, some people prefer the audio, some people prefer the video, but I typed this all out and I was pretty much rambling, and as I was rereading it, I realized there's some things that I didn't touch on, so I figured, you know what, let me just put together a quick video. So, I start off with the quote, if you think you can do a thing or think you can't do a thing, you're right. And that's a Henry Ford quote I really believe in. Because for me, a lot of what I've been able to handle in my life came down to mindset. Getting through a divorce, getting through custody issues, getting through homelessness, getting through joblessness, getting through being completely dead broke. All had to do with mindset. I really needed to shift the way that I thought about my situation. And some things I touch in here is, if you worry about the worst case scenario, like some people really think about all the negative things that could happen in the world and all the wrong and all the bad. And honestly, you attract some form of that scenario. And it's not that, some people don't do it on purpose. It's just the way they think about things. But if you don't like what you're seeing in your life, you need to step back a minute and say, why are these things happening and what can I do about them? And another example, if you stress over bills, finances, or anything you can control, because yes, you can control your bills, you can control your finances, right? You cause yourself to block solutions to your problems because your focus is on the problem itself. I can't make my car payment. Oh, I can't make my mortgage payment. Oh, blah, blah, blah. And you're so focused on, the fact that you can't do something that you're blocking the solutions around you. You're not opening your mind up to the potential ways that you can do something about your situation. And then there's the other point is that if you're anxious or worried about things that you cannot control, then you cause yourself a feeling of hopelessness and desperation and defeat and fears that you normally wouldn't have to worry about. But, and what I mean by that is I cannot control the price of gas, but I can control how much gas I put in the car. I can control how much money I have to put in, put towards gas, and I can control the times where I let the car sit and idle. I'm sitting in my car right now looking across the street at a drive-through. You know what? I don't have gas to burn, so I'll park my car, walk inside, wait inside, and get my order. There I have not wasted, I don't know, half a gallon of gas. I don't know what it might be, but the point is there's things you can't control the price of gas, but you can control how you use it. Driving around and around in circles all day instead of creating a plan from point A to point D by going this, and this way, and you're just driving around aimlessly, well, you're wasting gas and therefore you're wasting money, but yet you're going to complain that you don't have the money for gas. You know what I mean? So, these are the things that you cannot control, but there's an element of control that you can have it within them. I'm where I am today because I believed I could be here. Good, bad, or indifferent. I put myself where I am right now. I made the choices that created this life for me. And if I don't like what I see, I can make new choices. I can make, I can create new solutions. I can take new avenues and change what I'm seeing, change what my reality is. And it's not something, I want to caution you. It's not something you say, okay, well, I'm going to play the lottery tonight and I'm going to win $1 million, or I'm going to, work 5 hours overtime and then my problems will be solved. It's going to take a little bit more work than that. It really is. But if you start on the path of productive, solutions, you will get there. Yeah, that 5 hours of overtime is going to pay off in a couple weeks when you get paid for it. In the meantime, you keep plugging away, you keep looking for solutions, you keep working at it, and you don't give up. Okay? So that's just really, what I wanted to share with you today. I have, and I have something else here. Taking ownership and responsibility for where I am is half the battle. Same for you. I promised to make payments that I failed to make. I chose to live outside my means. I chose not to get a second job. I chose to pay for other people's financial responsibilities and neglected my own. I indulged in fast food, entertainment, and other things that sucked up my money. I didn't budget for them. I didn't allow for them. So they took up money that I needed for other things, right? I chose to find excuses why my business wouldn't work, and therefore I procrastinated and didn't do the work I knew I needed to do, right? So I chose the life I have now. You've chosen the life you have now. Very few people on this planet can say they completely have no control over their life. Okay? And the mindset flip is I choose to take action in my business. I choose to work with my creditors. I choose to budget my time and money better. I choose to consult a financial professional. Very smart thing to do. I choose to indulge only when I have budgeted for it. And that's not to take away any spontaneity, but if you put aside a little bit out of each paycheck, if you want to just run out and do something crazy, you have money put aside for it. I choose to not pay for anyone else's bills besides my own unless I've budgeted for them. Okay, these are all choices that I'm making. I'm owning my responsibility. I'm owning my life. And I suggest that you take some time. If this resonates with you at all, I suggest you do the same. Figure out what you can control and find solutions. And what you can't control, within those things, there are still things that you can control, and therefore there are solutions. Thanks so much for taking the time to listen to this video, and I appreciate you, and I will talk to you soon.